boys and girls. It's time for Art Time with Mrs. Kime, and today we're going to be drawing a winter landscape with some shadows in it. And you're going to need your scissors, glue, pencil, and a couple of different colors of paper. I'm using blue and white. Remember, if you are learning at home and you do not have construction paper, please do not worry about it. I'm going to tell you a few options that you have here. You could take a piece of notebook paper, you can color it and color it blue. You could take some junk mail and you could use anything that is in junk mail and recycling. You could even use a part of a magazine that you might be recycling, or a catalog or something. Just use what you have at home and get creative with that. That's not a problem. Remember, use what you have. So we're going to do this winter landscape by doing, we're going to have the ground is going to be snow covered. We're going to draw a couple of trees, and then we're going to put the shadows down here of the trees, and then we're going to put the moon up here. So we're going to start by deciding how we want our ground to be, and I'm going to make my ground kind of have a little bit of a shape to it. I think I'd like for my ground to kind of have a little wavy shape to it, and I'm going to cut that out. That's going to be the first part. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to cut this part out. So, alright, there we go. So there's our ground, and we're going to, we don't need that piece. So our ground's going to kind of look like this. I can flip it over if I want to. I have pencil marks on that side, so I can flip it over here. So now the next part, I'm going to draw this next part with my pencil first, and then you can go back over it with a black crayon. But I want to make sure that I get my trees in here the way that I want them to be. So I'm going to have two trees that are going to come up. They're back here a little bit, and they're going to cast some shadows. So they're winter trees, so they don't have leaves on them. But I'm going to draw the trunk of the tree here. It's going to be a little bit light. I'm going to draw it here. And then I'm going to have it just kind of fan out. You know, trees, when you look at them right now, if you look closely at what trees look like right now, they're going to have these. They just kind of look like, to me sometimes they look like little fingers coming up, and they're going to have branches coming off. So you're just going to draw some trees like this with some branches. Remember, the branches kind of keep fanning out when they get up here. They kind of grow this way. You want to draw these branches off here like this. Okay, there's one tree, and then I'm going to do a smaller one here. I don't want one as big because I kind of want my moon to come through here. So I'm going to just do a smaller tree right here. Notice I'm just going to kind of go back and add the thicker parts of the branches as I'm drawing. They're kind of, remember it has a trunk, and then these thicker, and then they just kind of get thinner. So just keep that in mind as you're drawing them. Okay, so there's two trees. Now my trees are going to have shadows that are, the moon is going to be back here. Remember, our light tells us where our shadows are going to be. So we're going to draw this coming down this way. It's going to be the opposite way, and then my shadows of my tree are going to kind of come down here. And then this one is going to come here. And then I'm basically drawing my tree again upside down and in reverse here. So that's what you want to do. It does not have to match up exactly. If you can, fabulous. But we're just going to give the idea that this is here. A shadow wouldn't show every single branch. It would show most of them, but not every one. So we're going to draw it like this. So now what you're going to want to do, boys and girls, is you're going to want to glue down this piece of paper. Get a glue stick. I'm going to glue this down now. Remember to match it up where you just drew. Don't get it off center, but you want to match it up. And take it. We're going to glue it on here. Remember, I want my tree trunks to match up just the way I drew them. Just like this. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your black crayon, and we're going to add our shadows with our black crayon, and we're going to add our moon. So find your black crayon, and we're going to add our tree right here. It's just a silhouette. We're going to go through here and color this in. And now we're going to do the shadow down here. It's going to come down this way. And here's the shadow of our tree on the ground. We're going to do the same over here. I'm going to color this in. Add your branches. Go through and neaten this all up. Then I'm going to add my shadow right here. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more there. So here is our trees with their shadows, and this is the bottom of my paper, so this one kind of comes off here. So now we're going to add our moon, and you can have a full moon, a crescent moon, whatever. I'm going to use a couple of different yellows. This orangey, here we go. I'm going to use this, let's see, this yellow, orange, and yellow to do this moon. So I'm going to have mine be right here. You put yours wherever you want yours. Have you ever noticed in the winter time, sometimes you have a little bit of a glow around the moon? And so I'm going to add just a little bit of that with this little orange. I'm going to add just a little bit of orange in here to warm that up a little bit. I'm not coloring it all the way in, but I'm adding those to give us a little bit of a nice warm glow with our moon, our landscape, our winter landscape. Remember, you can add a lot more details if you want to. If you want to put animals and their shadows in, you can. You can add an owl up in the tree and put that shadow down in here. You can add anything else you want to. Remember, I always sign my work. Make sure you sign yours, sign your name. Here's Mrs. Kime. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I will see